up? So, I'm making this video to talk about basic tools going into a small engine shop or any type of small engine. So I would consider that to be like just small engines in general. So I'm not talking about diesel, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about small gas engines. If you're like a junior tech or you're just starting out, you're 18, then this is the video for you. So I would recommend to start out with Milwaukee. I wish I had this when I first started, because Milwaukee has this half-inch set that is 8 to 30. I wish I knew about this, because I have a bunch of 3/8 drive stuff already. I've spent well over $4 grand on my tool collection. So it's closer to 5 now. So but we don't talk about that. Yeah, so overall I would say start with half-inch. I would say half-inch is the most versatile. 3/8, if you're guaranteed to be doing smaller stuff, 3/8 will get you most places. But if you're eventually going to be going into, like, say, tractor setups and stuff like that, you're going to want the big 36 millimeter socket. Now this I believe this set comes in US standard as well, but don't get don't do what I did and buy individual sets of like 8 to 19, and then I don't have impact sockets of these, but I already have half-inch up to like 30, I believe. So I already have half-inch sockets. They're not impact. That's why I bought this impact set from Milwaukee. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this with Milwaukee. The nice thing about Milwaukee, they do have a lifetime guarantee on their tools. And every single one of these has a part number. I just noticed this. Every single one of these has a part number, which is really cool. That's really cool. I would say start out with half-inch is a general recommendation. It's a good, if you're tight on money, it's a good, like this set, right, like normally I got on a discount, Memorial Day discount, it was 15, I believe it was 15% off, I believe. It could be more, but the original MSRP was like closer, it was like $240. I only paid $199 for it. So if you can get a Memorial Day deal on this kit before it runs out, it's pretty good. That's better than Snap-on. I don't even want to know how much Snap-on would charge for a set like this. Like 8 to 36. Goodness knows what Snap-on's going to charge. Now, Snap-on also has a nice lifetime warranty, but so does Icon. So I don't know about Milwaukee's lifetime guarantee. But I don't know what the details of that are. But yeah, half-inch, and then I would say get a half-inch mid-torque. If you're starting out, I would say start with, say, like you're starting out no skills. You have like tech school, you're fresh out of 1 year of tech school, like I was. You basically have no skills. You're going in with little to no skills. Start out with an impact driver, and this set. And then if you really want to splash the cash, you can buy some shallow sockets. Because an impact driver, you're not going to do much damage with that. Now, I would say baseline, if you don't trust yourself with power tools, I would say get yourself a 1/2-inch ratchet or a 3/8 or whatever you want to start with, or just get one of those starter kits that go for like $150 at Harbor Freight, and they give you like a bunch of sockets. That's what I started with. It's a good baseline, but after that, once you start buying power tools, I would say start with 1/2-inch, and then you can go to, then you can get a 1/2-inch mid-torque. I got a 3/8 mid-torque. That was a big mistake. I think 3/8 is inferior to 1/2-inch. I think 1/2-inch is a more, that's what you're supposed to start out with in the automotive industry. I think it's the same here. 1/2-inch, then you can transition if need be. You can go to, you can get like, you can acquire the 3/8, the 1/4-inch, now the store. I'm hoping your starter set. I have a Pittsburgh starter set that I got from my dad, and he gave me that. It's like a mechanic set. It had 1/2-inch, 3/8, everything under the sun. It was like, I think it was like 4 mil all the way up to 30 mil, which is crazy. U.S. standard, everything. I don't know how much that set costs. You could probably Google it. I think it's like the Pittsburgh Master Mechanic set or something like that. It doesn't have any impact sockets, but that's a great starter set. That's what I started with. I would say going into power tools, definitely do 1/2-inch. Definitely get a 1/2-inch mid-torque. And then you can start out, I would say the mid-torque would be second to the impact driver, in my opinion. The impact driver will get you where you need to be. Now, if you're taking off blade bolts already, the mid-torque will be nice. But I would say all you really need is impact driver, mid-torque, and some sort of fast ratchet. I would say 3/8 would be optimal, but you never know. It's really up to you. Air versus cordless is up to you, but yeah. I would say air is great if you're not going to be using the tool a lot. If you're not going to be using the tool a lot, then go air, but because it's usually cheaper. I say usually because not always. I've seen some air tools go for $600. So, with the equivalent battery tool being like half the price. So it's not that's kind of a sweeping generalization. In general, air tools are cheaper than battery tools if you don't count the air system that's powering them, because other than that, if you include that, then you're including the compressor, the air lines, everything under the sun to run that singular tool, and that can be like 15 grand of stuff that you have to buy, including the tool. So yeah, air tools are quite an investment. Now, if you're already in a shop, you just buy the air tool. I would say it's down to personal preference. If you don't mind dragging around a hose and don't mind oiling your tools, air, you will never have to buy them again. Battery is another story. Battery is convenience, I would say, but it's down to personal preference and what you prefer. what's most convenient for you. If you feel like battery is what you want and you don't feel like messing with air, and you're not, like, I only got into air recently, so yeah, this video is too long already, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But yeah, overview, start with the 1/2 inch or 3/8. I would say start with 3/8, like basic mechanic set. Like just get the big mechanic set, and you got all your bases covered. Once you start getting into power tools, 1/2 inch. Mid torque should get you where you need to be, and then you can buy like a 3/8 ratchet, and then you can use your chrome sockets with that you already have. You do not need impact sockets for ratchets because they are not impacting tools. I know some people think that, but yeah. So yeah, bottom line is personal preference. So I can make all the suggestions I want, but yeah, 1/2 inch mid torque is a good starting point for power tools. If you don't, I would say starting is the starter set with the hand tools, and then you can get some nice wrenches and all that. And also, ask the senior techs in your shop what you should get. That is the biggest thing. Ask the senior techs in your shop what you should get, what you're going to need, because it varies based on shop to shop. So this is just this is my personal experience, so I'm just passing this down to whoever needs it, or whoever is right behind me. So, peace. I'll see ya all in the next one.